Hi, this is Pink Girly. Thanks for joining me for February 2021's edition of Same Six Wednesday. I'm excited about this little packet of goodies received from Lisa Conway, also known as Lisa My Eclectic Life. And so Lisa has sent, of course, 6 items, and I have a little key, some thread, which I'm assuming that Lisa probably spun this herself. A really cool looking piece of, it's looks like it's an index card with a really cool lace print on it. I'm guessing she probably coffee dyed that. I love that look. Now I don't want to lose my little key here. And then I have an envelope with a beautiful card inside. Okay. And then this yummy piece of, I think this little magazine, like a little crocheting or knitting magazine called The Work Basket. My mom used to get these. So I've got that. And then this beautiful cardinal. And this is a sheet of book page from Bird Clubs, page 113. So I'm working in this journal book that I've decided to use for my Same Six Wednesday projects. In hindsight, I wish I had chosen something a little smaller real estate, but I'm going to stick with this. I'm excited to get going. So I have some ideas. I've just spent a few minutes looking at these goodies, and I did pull aside a couple of other little things. I'm going to put my little key in there so I don't lose track of him. And I'm ready to go. So I think the first thing I want to do is I have said in the previous installment, January's installment, that I coffee dyed the pages in my book. But I think I want to go around and put some kind of an image or staining or imprint or something on the back drop of this project. So now I just re-inked my inker. So it's probably really dark, which that may not be a bad idea. Okay, I just have this stencil. I was able to get a destash of a gal who's not doing this type of artwork anymore, and this was one of the goodies included. So I'm just going to go around the edge of my page, and I'm going to put these little triangles, kind of, there's a name for these, I'm sure, Harlequin, or it might be a Harlequin kind of design. So I hope you're all doing well. If I didn't say, my name is Lori. My channel is Pink Girly, and I'm one of the 6 ladies that has been invited to join Tanya McGuire, who is our host, to do the Same Six Wednesday project. Now, Same Six Wednesday to me is a tongue twister, so I have to really stop and think what I'm saying. Make sure I get it exactly right. Now I'm just kind of using my stencil here, kind of lining it up a little bit, but not really. It's not going to be perfect because it really is kind of a more of a little bit of a grungy look. The diamond pattern is not exact, so I'm not too concerned about that as far as it lining up. But I'm just going to give the edge of my page a little bit of, it's not color, but maybe a little bit of interest might be a better way to say it. I found that in my other page, I felt like it was almost too, for lack of better words, a little too open space. A little too naked maybe of goodies. I could have probably added some things to that page to kind of fill it in and cozy it up a little bit. It wasn't very warm. So this time round, I'm hoping to make my page a little cozier. Now, I did have several comments, which I appreciated from my first attempt at saying 6 Wednesday. And most of my, not most, several of my comments were related to the fact that I used some color on my page. This time around, I'm going to go with the browns because I think it really works better with what Lisa sent us. Now, I do have to say that as I got my little packages in the mail many weeks ago in preparation for this project, when I pulled Lisa's things out of the bag, they really did attract me and pique my curiosity and my creative juices a little bit, because it's just kind of the look that I am particularly drawn to. I don't know, I'm not so much a romanticist or anything, but I really like that lace pattern on the card. All right, so now see, I can really just put this whole thing right in the center like this. And that's originally what I was thinking. Well, I know I want to ink my edges. Now, I am using Tim Holtz's Distressed Vintage Photo because it's one of my favorites, I have to say. I know there are many of us that like it. Now, I'm just going to put my protective paper underneath here so I can just scrub away on this. See, this little note card that she sent is embossed around the edges, which is just delightful. So I'm going to take advantage of that embossing, and I'm going to just scrub some of my Vintage Photo over top. Now, I did plug in my glue gun, but what I did not do was locate my little glue applicator. Now, this does have a seam down the middle, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that. What does it say on the end here? It says Lady Jane Limited. Oh, nice. Okay, so I don't want to do my little edges as well. Don't want any of that white to peek out and, annoy me. And I really am darkening. I really want to darken up these edges. See, I'm going to really give those a pretty good dose of Vintage Photo. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the envelope apart. Now, I'm not sure, being new to this group of ladies for this project this year in 2020, I know I can use additional items. I know that I have to use at least 3 of the items sent to me, but certainly could use all 6. And what I don't know, of course, for that moment, it just kind of popped out of my head what I was thinking, because my phone dinged and kind of, I turned my sound down and it still makes a noise. I'm just not quite sure what I have to do to make that ding go away. All right, so I'm going to put my little sheet underneath here to protect my paper. Now, I see that I have a little spot here that I missed when I did my coffee staining, so I'm just going to hit that a little bit more. Okay, so, I didn't get my glue. Let me see, I have to have some glue here. If you could see my work area around what I'm using, you would just say, Lori, sweetheart, you need to take some time to get your workspace cleared up. But I've got several different things going on. Oh, here it is. Several different things going all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go for it and glue this down. So I'm just going to take, I just keep Mod Podge or Tanya's Mod Podge mixture in here, and I use it as a white glue. I'm not too big of a fan of glue sticks. Well, for this right here, this is not coming out as quickly as I had hoped. I think my nozzle is a little clogged. So you know what? I'm just going to go to plan B, and I'm going to grab an old brush, and I'm just going to put some Mod Podge on the back because I do want to be mindful of my time. It goes very quickly, and I think it's probably good for me to stay closer to the 30-minute mark. So a glue stick, I never can really get those to stick down very well. And I have recently, I believe, discovered it's because I'm stingy. I'm stingy with a lot of my product. And I think perhaps I don't put enough glue stick on. So I'm working on that. And it's been working better for me. Now, I don't know that this really matters which direction I need to put these roses, but I think I want the Lady Jane. Not that that necessarily is going to end up showing up, but I'm going to do the Lady Jane out towards the edge of my page. Now I'm just going to press that down. Now Mod Podge for me does not work very well as a top coat product. I like the Golden Matte Medium because the Mod Podge, I don't know if it's because of the area that I live in, doesn't really ever dry, but as a glue, I really do like it. It doesn't wrinkle for me. Usually, now where do you see this little wrinkle because I said that, but normally doing any kind of scrapbooking or gluing down, it does not wrinkle or buckle for me. Now I need to grab and find that envelope, and I'm going to try to get this envelope to come apart so that I can use all the components of the envelope as I have in my mind to do. It's not too bad. I probably should have heated this up a little bit. That might work if I heat it with my heat gun a little. It might come apart a little easier. Let's see if that works. Maybe you have to heat and pull at the same time. All right. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Now, some of the girls go ahead and work quietly and then do a voiceover. I haven't figured out how to do that. So you're just going to have to put up with me chatting, kind of bending your ear a little bit and talking my way through my project here. Now my idea is to cut out this center of this envelope. And with the little cutter, it kind of makes it difficult. Well, let me just see if I can. I'm going to get some of this off. I don't want it too terribly big. And I'm just hoping that this is going to work the way that it does in my brain. I don't know if you have that trouble, but sometimes it works better in your brain than it does when you actually go to try to make it work on paper. Now I want to keep a little bit of that floral design around that little wooden frame. I'll take a little bit more off on this edge. Like that. I want to keep all those little goodies. And of course I want to ink my edges. My idea is to make a little pocket right here. A little scrap off of there. Now I also pulled out a little lace looking type stencil that I thought I might be able to use. Again, I need some kind of paper underneath because I don't want to, just want to put some kind of a light little design behind on this white space. That was, of course, where you would put an address if you were sending this note card in snail mail. Now you could use some washi tape and tape this down so it doesn't wiggle on you. And that's probably would be a good idea. But I'm always in a hurry. All right, so I'm thinking, look at this, my Mod Podge is not sticking over here. Of course, I have that bend in my book, the spine. I'm going to have to come in here and reinforce that a little bit. So I think I want to go this way. And what I got out was some other little goodies, like some buttons. I have a little piece of, this stuff here. What is this stuff here called? Cheesecloth. It never comes to me as quickly as I want it to. I have a stamp here that I would then, I think, like to come on top of this and do a little stamping of some script. Now hang in here, gang. I have it worked out in my head. I'm just using a portion of this, and I don't really particularly care that it comes out real heavy. I kind of wanted it a muted kind of a look. So I'm going to just do this second stamp. Just stamp a little bit here and there. Just to give the hint of letter writing behind it there. So that looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go like that. These corners pulling up are kind of annoying me. Let's see if I can get a little glue in there. I might have to hit that with a little hot glue to hold that down. All right, so I'm going to glue that. I'm just going to do 3 sides. Now, if I had a lot of time and could fuss around, I probably would back this envelope with some sturdier paper. But for today, I'm just going to go for it. Now, I also have this little doily sitting here. I was just wondering if I need the whole thing or maybe just a piece of it. Of course, I want to ink this as well. You can do this with ribbon or any kind of a doily. If you just want to take away some of that bright white, if it's not an ecru color, knock it back a little bit. I just use my vintage photo and rub it on the top of the fabric or the ribbon or the doily, whatever I'm using. Now, I'm wondering if I want to just, maybe I'll do it this way. I think I want to trim some of this off. Let's see how this goes. See if I can make it to come to the edge of that paper. And cut off this one little floret there. Now this isn't a good doily. This is just some little piece of doily I picked up like at a dollar store or something. It's not a, it wasn't my grandma's, if you know what I mean. All right, so I kind of want to hide that. I think I'm going to put my, all right, so now I'm going to grab my Fabri-Tac because that really is going to, oh, I apologize. See, I just wasn't prepared and I had a little bit of an avalanche there. Hope that didn't shock your nerves too much. All right, I'm just going to put a little bit of this Fabri-Tac glue. This works very well. And I'm going to scoot a little bit under the corners of my, this tends to adhere very quickly. I usually don't have too much trouble with the Mod Podge adhering quickly to either, but maybe it's a little too damp here today. We're having a little bit of rain. I think most folks in the country today, the day that I'm recording, is they're having snow. So that works a little better. I'm going to put a little dot of this here on top to start popping down my cheesecloth. And then I pulled out some things. Now I'm going to use that key that Lisa gave me. My little pins away here. And I found this in my stash, a little like crocheted covered button. So I thought that might look cute, but maybe that's too much of the same color. Maybe I'll do a grouping of buttons here. Of course, my book's not going to close flat then, is it? This is always the consideration. I also pulled out this little blingy piece. I kind of like that too. It's a little different. This one's like a mother of pearl. I really like that as well. Maybe I'll do that one, and I'll do that. All right, this one has a shank on it, and it's plastic, so I just take my little pliers, and I usually can snap those off pretty easily. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get some of that fiber that Lisa sent me, if I didn't lose it. And I'm going to put that through my buttonholes. Now, she gave me some darker stuff and some lighter stuff. So, ooh, that's a nice weight. Lovely. So on this 4-hole button, I'm going to just see if I can, without putting it in a needle, see if I can get this to cooperate. Needle works a lot easier. And so does a nice cut edge. I love using buttons in my journal pages and my greeting cards and whatever other projects I might be working on. But I do also like to have the threads in the holes. I don't like to have just the little holes empty. That's just a personal foible-y thing, I guess. Yeah, Lisa must have spun this because it's real nice and fluffy. Cool. Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to enjoy some of this extra she sent. And this light color is nice in this dark button, so we'll be able to see it very well. Note to self, next time use a needle, which you have sitting right here. I'll save you some time. course, my big old fingernails don't help. Probably it'll take me just as long to get it threaded. Okay. Now my idea is to take some of the book paper that she sent and make some tags and fill up this pocket. With some tags. Now I'm just going to tie a little knot on the top of this button. I apologize for my hands. I was messing around with some inks and stains, and I put on a pair of plastic gloves, you know, like work gloves. Well, they ripped and kind of disintegrated, and, well, you see the result. I look like I've been dyeing paper for months, and I haven't. I'm going to steal a little piece of this darker wool. I think that'll be enough for me to get. This button's cool too. It's got a flat side and a round side. I guess the flat side's supposed to be the downside, but I do kind of like that. All right. And again, I'm just going to make a little tie, a little knot. Sometimes it just depends. I might put a little bow. But today I'm just going to do the little knot. I'll put these other little buttons off to the side. And I was going to use some other pearl one as well. Let's see if I can sneak some more of this. She's got the little tail right there. I think I probably started it at the wrong end. I think if I put the light colored, oh look, it like is all, oh my gosh, that is so cool. Look, it's like variegated. How do you do that, Lisa? That is so cool. All right, I'm going to snip it here and then snip it down there. Now I'm thinking about that little key. I also want to put that on a piece of thread, but I'm not sure where I want to hang that from. And I'm also thinking about some wording that I might use on this page. Okay, let's see here. I think I did that backwards, girls. Let's see. I'm assuming it's all girls watching, but there might be a gentleman or two. So if I put that through with my needle, it usually goes a little easier. I just feel all thumbs today. Not getting this to cooperate. Well, I'm already at half an hour, and I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to finish up. But I cannot get that to... There we go. Finally, all right. Okay. Now, I am going to trim these down. But I do want the little bits to kind of stick up a little bit, if at all possible. don't know if I'm going to use that little guy. I like this little guy. All right, so let me get a bit of my hot glue. I'm going to put that guy down. And I'm going to position these others right here like this. Hope that's enough to... That looks cute. And of course, my book is not going to close flat. And I'm not too concerned about that, really. Okay, now I've got glue string everywhere. Now this is light paperweight here, but they're really some cool images. Let's see here. I must have a little sip of my water. Okay. I'm thinking some of these would really make cool little tags to pop in the pocket. Now, if I take this and cut this in half, this will make a fun tag. So let me see. 6, 3 might be a little. I'm going to do 2.5. And I'm going to do 2.5. So that's cool. Somewhere here this morning, and I was trying to straighten up a little bit. I saw a little tag or something I could use for a couple more tags. This is a bit of envelope, I think. Now, I'm just going to do one, but you'll get the idea of what I'm doing here. Because I can make many different tags to pop in here. I don't want to lose my little key. I've got those. I'm just rummaging through some of my little... I need something to do my little edge here to make this look like a tag. And you can pop a hole or not pop a hole. You could journal on your tags, just put some lines and use them for journaling. I just thought this would look sweet with a bunch of tags popping out of the little pocket. And of course, I want to ink this just a little bit more. Now you can do clusters on your tags. Decorate these up. Anytime I try to freehand cut these corners, it just does not turn out well. So I try to use some kind of a guide. And then I did pull my little heart paper punch because I want to use some of this paper punch some little hearts. Now it is February, and of course many of us think of hearts during the month of February. Now you can always pop these up too and give your card some dimension. But just a few little cards here I think look sweet. Now see, Lisa included this little index card that had this really sweet lace image on it. So that looks cute on that one, right? And then I'm going to use a portion of my little work basket. I'm just trying to see which one I might like the best. That's kind of Christmassy. We've got Santa. We've got personalized satin labels here. Let's see if I can trim this out. I'm going to put this other little heart here. And then I'm going to pull out my hole punch. Hopefully it's right here where I can grab it quickly. Well, this is not the one I was looking for. I thought I had the right hole punch right here, but I don't. So, plan B. Let's see, I need something that I can poke a little hole with. I'll use a little dotting tool because I want to punch a little hole here. Now, on any given day, you can really injure yourself on one of these, but when you want to punch a hole, it just doesn't seem to be sharp. All right. And then I can use some more of Lisa's thread in here for a little tag string. Well, this piece is already in there, so let's go ahead and use that. I'm going to pull that through. Now, I probably would pull out some ribbon or a little more cheesecloth. You could do a lot of different things, but for the sake of time and not making the video too terribly long, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. And of course, adding a lot of different fibers is really cool. Now, I know I've used at least 3 items, but I want to use this little guy here too, but that's so pretty. I really hate to kind of cover that up because that lace is so pretty on there. So let me see if I can get another little punch. This is just a little scalloped circle punch. And I'm going to use that like this. And I'm going to glue that on a card like that. I think that'll look nice. And I'm trying to stay a little more flat with these tags so that they pop into my pocket and nestle in there. And I don't add too much bulk to my book. I'm going to pop another little hole here. And let's see here. I'm going to get some more of that darker wool. This one I'm going to double up, I think. Let's see if I can double it up. So my page just kind of reminds me really of more of a romantic, lacy kind of a look, maybe even Victorian. I'm going to put a different kind of a knot in here. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of this thread and I'm going to put it through my keyhole. And see, this is so natural. It's got some little extra fuzzy, little fuzzy extra fibers that make it a little fiddly to get it through there. It's really cool. All right, now I'm going to slip this, I hope, under here. I'm going to tie my key onto this tag. Now I can journal on the backs of these. I can also add sentiments or some words. I'm trying to see if there's any words I could use to add. Like my Tim Holtz, you know, he has those little word books where you can just pull off little individual words and they stick right on. They're really nice. But there's another tag. And then I'm looking at this cardinal. I think he's pretty. So I'm going to quick do a little snip and make him a card. I can make him a little journal card. My dad loved cardinals. So when I see a cardinal, I think of my wonderful dad. And of course, my phone is dinging like crazy. Michaels doesn't want me to miss a sale, girls. All right. Now I think I can use him just like this. And pop his little head right in there like that. All right. Now I think I need some kind of sentiment or some kind of little words here that I could add. Let me just see if there's anything. See, that's all instructions there. Let's see, I've got this plain piece of card here. Let's see. Let's have a go with this. And my brain is just trying to I'm trying to see if I have a writing implement that might work that's just right here. This is a brush pen. I'm not too good with these. Maybe I'll just put here something like pocket of treasures. Now I can also come back later, practice my penmanship a little bit. I think I can maybe trim this down. See, you just have to, I shouldn't be so fussy about it. But I could put that on there. And I could add another, oh, maybe I could add this button here. I think that needs a little cheesecloth underneath of it. What do you think? So let's see, I'm about 45 minutes. Okay, so I think I did okay. I think I used at least 3 pieces of the goodies that Lisa, I am going to come back and put a better written sign there. But I'm just going to show you with another little bit of cheesecloth what I'm thinking. Although it's the same color, I don't mind that. But I'm going to find a different pen where I can write a little better. I probably shouldn't. I can pull that up easy enough. But I'm going to put a little bit of cheesecloth there. And I'm going to add that. I really like that button. Right there. So this is my February Same 6 Wednesday pieces. And I used the fibers that Lisa sent. I used her lovely note card and envelope. And I used her index card with a lace imprint. And her little cardinal page, I took him off and used him. So I've got the note card, the fiber, the cardinal, and the index card. That's 4. I did punch out the hearts. What else? What else was there? Why am I thinking? Oh, the key. I forgot the key. Okay, so I had the key, the index card, the note card, the cardinal page, and then I had the little piece of this here little piece of book page that I was going to use somewhere, but I didn't use that, which I really wanted to use that. So I might add that in. But there's my installment. I hope you enjoyed this and enjoyed watching me play with these goodies that Lisa sent. Thanks for joining us. I will be posting the other links in the description box below, so you can go ahead and follow along and catch all the other ladies, the other 5 ladies, who are going to work with the same 6 pack of goodies. All right, thanks for joining me. We'll see you next month for the March installment of Same 6 Wednesday. Thanks. Take care.